So today we're massaging Copper. Copper is a 20-year-old paint horse gelding. He's used for occasional trail riding and weekly riding lessons. His owner noticed he gets stiff when he stands still for too long, and sometimes he favors his right front leg. The problem has been apparent since they've owned him. They've owned him for about 10 years. His previous owner had told his owners now he was injured in an accident while she owned him. His owner wasn't told how this occurred, but he was supposedly on stall rest for about 6 months. The horse was examined by a veterinarian several years ago. The vet told them that the horse has a problem in the lower 3 joints of his right front leg, and he is diagnosed with osteoarthritis. And he is fed a daily joint supplement to help ease some of this stiffness. So today I'm going to be working on the back muscles. I'm going to focus most of this massage in the shoulders and through the rest of the forehand, as that's where most of this soreness is being seen when he moves at the standstill.
So when looking at Copper's top line, the first thing I notice is the sharp dip to his withers. He has very high withers, which could also contribute to his forehand soreness. He has nice back and loin development. I would say his neck is about an average set. It's not too high or low. He has somewhat of a straight crest line. He has a good development to his haunches. The rib cage doesn't appear to be tilted too far forward. It appears pretty level with the ground. And he has good forehand development. The muscles between the forehand and the haunches appear pretty well matched. On a side note, Copper is missing his right eye, but he interacts fine with people on that side, and he's not jumpy or spooky. Looking at Copper from the front, his muscle development looks good. The shoulders appear to be level with each other. And looking at the front feet and the hind feet in relation, they go all 4 point straight forward, which is a good sign as well. Looking at Copper from behind, his hips are level with each other. There's good muscle development to both sides of the haunches. And overall, in the back, he looks good. As Copper's walking, I notice first that he's short striding the right front foot. He's letting all the fetlocks sink down, but he's not making an effort to get off that one very quick, indicating there's most likely a problem up in the shoulder or the neck. The back feet are not quite reaching up into the front hoof prints. His hips and stifles are working well. There's nice movement in those joints. His elbows and shoulders look a little more constricted. They're a bit more jerky as he's walking. He has a harder trouble traveling to the left than he does to the right. There's good movement through the top line, but there is less movement in his back. His head and neck are going up when his right foot lands and coming back down when left foot lands, which is also showing there's a problem somewhere in that right leg. His tail is relaxed and softly moving with him, and there appears to be good movement through the external oblique. As Copper continues to walk, it seems that the stiffness or pain is kind of slowly easing up as the muscles are warming up, so the problem is becoming less apparent as he moves around. Moving on to the trot, Copper's gait pattern appears to be correct at the trot. The diagonals are going as they should. The fetlocks are sinking down towards the ground nicely, but he is landing slightly heavier on the right front foot than the left. The hind quarter joints are moving well. The hip, stifle, and hocks all appear to be well oiled and moving nicely. His elbow and shoulders still look a little bit constricted as they did in the walk. They're still slightly jerky and don't want to move as nice. There's not a lot of movement in his head and neck, but it does pop up and down periodically as he's trotting. The head and neck should stay relatively still and kind of just stay there as he trots along. There's good movement in his back, as well as the rest of the top line and the haunches. There's a bit more movement in the back since he's trotting. His tail is not clamped against his rear. It's his nice arch to it, and it's swaying softly with the hind legs as it did with the walk. And there is still good movement through the external oblique. He doesn't appear quite as sore as he's trotting. I think he's already a bit warmed up after the walk. But he still seems he's having a little bit of trouble, going by the way his head's bobbing up and down here and there. The gait pattern appears to be correct at the canter, although it's a bit hard to tell as he's having quite a bit of trouble staying in this gait in this direction. There appears to be good movement to the lumbar sacral joint. I think I could see more, but I don't think it's too bad. There's a good drop to the pelvis as the inside hind leg comes forward. He still has good movement in the stifle and the hips. There's still good fluid movement in that. There's also good movement through his top line. There's quite a bit of movement in his haunches. His head and neck are still moving up and down. His head's going down. When traveling to the left, his head goes down as the leading leg lands, and it comes up when the right front foot lands. And his head and neck move less when he's traveling to the right, but they're a bit more steady than they were at the left. He canters much better in this direction to the right than he did to the left. The longer Copper continues to canter, the more he seems to loosen up and relax a little bit more. He is stumbling and tripping once in a while, but he is starting to loosen up as he keeps cantering.